Our topic for today will be a concept of sinas chinam. We all know the famous Gemara. I'll show you the sources over here. All of them will be in Hebrew. I'm sorry, I don't have translated English to it, but I will translate it when it's needed. This is the famous Gemara in Maseches Yoma. מקדש ראשון, מפני מחריו, why the first base המקדש destroyed, מפני שלושה דברים שהיו בו. עבודה זרה, גילוי עריות ושפיכות דמים. Those three caused the destruction of the first base המקדש. אבל מקדש שני שהיו עוסקים בתורה ובמצוות. The base שני was no more עבודה זרה. When they established the second base המקדש, they destroyed the Yetzer Hara of Avodah Zarah. So what is no Avodah Zarah during time by Sheni. And also Gilui Arayot Shfichus Damim was not the main thing. And they were learning Torah. We're talking about the flourish time of the Tanaim. Everything learned Torah and everyone learned Torah, and it was a lot of Gemilas Chasadim says the Gemara. So why the second Beit HaMikdash destroyed? Mipnei she'ayta bo sinat chinam. Because there was a hate, baseless hate, ללמדך, and you learn from this, ששקולה שנאת חינם כנגד שלוש עבירות. עבודה זרה, גילוי עריות ושפיכות דמים. It's parallel, I mean, it's way the same spiritually. It's way the same. Sinas chinam, if you put it on one side of the scale and the other side you'll put all three. עבודה זרה, גילוי עריות ושפיכות דמים. It's the same way. So, of course, we have to understand what is this sinas chinam and why it's so severe, right? So, the first thing is to go to the Torah. We have to understand what sinah is and what chinam is. Chinam is meaning no reason. So, this is the sinah that we're talking about. So, let's go to the Torah. Before that, why we learn it now? The Rambam, when the Rambam brings in Hilchos Tainus, in the beginning, he started with those words. There are a few days, יש ימים שכל ישראל מתענים בהם, מפני הצרות שיראו בהם. And he talked here about the 4 out of the 6 fasts that we have during the year. 4 of them relate to the Churban. They are Asar B'Teves, Yud B'Tammuz, Tisha B'Av, and Tzom Gedalia. The other 2, Tanis Esther, is not for the destruction. And Yom Kippur, for sure, not. But those 4. So, why we are fasting? כדי לעורר הלבבות, says the Rambam, to awake the hearts, ולפתוח דרכי התשובה. And to open the ways to tshuva. Why? ויהיה זה זיכרון למעשינו הרעים ומעשי אבותינו שהיו כמעשינו עתה, עד שגרם לנו ולהם אותם הצרות. Because the destructions of the first and the second base of Mikdash and everything that was around it was because of us. We caused it. מפני חטאינו גלינו מארצנו. We caused it. So when we're remembering it, it's not just to remember, but to fix the cause, to take away the cause that caused it. שבזיכרון הדברים הללו נשוב להיטיב. When we remember it, we will, as he says, it will awake our hearts and open for us ways of tshuva. The fact that Beis HaMikdash is not here yet, the Gemara says, כל דור שלא נבנה בית המקדש בימיו, כאילו נחרב בימיו. Meaning, if Beis HaMikdash is not rebuilt yet, it means that if it was today, it was destroyed. Because we are not in the level that we have the merit to have it. So therefore, we have an avoda. When we learn that the cause of the destruction of Bais Sheni was sinas chinam, we have to learn, verify what sinas chinam is, how it relates to our days today, and what we could do in order to awake our hearts to do something about it, in the personal level, in the national level, but this is the problem. This is the thing that caused the destruction. Now, there is a mitzvah in the Torah. Let's learn the mitzvah in the Torah. Lo tisna et achicha bilvavecha. And be aware of the words. The words are very important, each one of them. לא תשנא את אחיך בלבביך. I want to emphasize this word, בלבביך. You're in your heart. הוכח תוכיח את עמיתך ולא תישא עליו חטא. You have to tell your friend, עמיתך meaning your fellow Jew. You have to tell him, and if not, you're going to sin if you're not sin. We'll explain this later. We have to know that this pasuk in Parshas Kedoshim, in Sefer Vayikra, is among another two psukim. Let's see the entire thing. 3 psukim over there, from Tet Zayin to Yud Chet in Perek Yutet Vayikra. לא תלך רכיל בעמך, לא תעמוד על דם רעך, אני השם. So this is the first thing. Don't do לשון הרע, רכילוס. לא תשנא את אחיך בלבביך. This is the pasuk that we just saw before. לא תשנא את אחיך בלבביך in your heart. הוכח תוכיח את עמיתך ולא תישא עליו חטא. And then, לא תקום ולא תיטור את בני עמך. נקימה נטירה, don't do it. ואהבת לרעך כמוך אני השם. So all this series of Ben Adam L'Chaveru commandments that we have end with ואהבת לרעך כמוך, and be aware that ואהבת is just the opposite of sinah. Ahava and sinah are just the opposite, hate and love. So the base of everything that you are, as a Jew, there is an obligation. This is a whole story by itself. We have to, sometime to learn it by itself. The concept of ואהבת לרעך כמוך. I'll just ask you questions without answering them. Ve'ahavta, meaning it's a commandment to love. Recha is not, the translation to English is completely off. The recha, in Christian books, they translate it to your neighbor. That's not the meaning of the word recha. It's not written over here, shchencha, recha. Recha is your friend. Why Hashem has to command me to love my friends? If they're my friends, I love them anyways. And if not, what is love? How could you command someone to love? If love is a feeling, either you have it or not. If you do not have it, what do you mean? There is a commandment now. Ve'ahavta l'reacha, kamocha. Kamocha meaning this is the level, not less than you love yourself. And then there is a hidden assumption that you love yourself. Right? Is that true always? Not really, right? So this is all topic by itself. And anyway, we have an obligation to love. Recha is recha b'mitzvos. It's not your friend. Someone who is b'nei brit, is Jew. So there is a mitzvah to love every Jew in the world. There's a mitzvah. How do you do that? Start the whole concept by itself. Now, the lo tisnah es achicha b'lvavecha is actually come out of this. If you have to love every Jew, therefore you are not allowed to hate. But the Torah is, it says bilvavecha. What's bilvavecha? So let's go to the Meforshim to understand what's lo yisisna es achicha bilvavecha. Ramban says the following. I'll try to translate the main things. If you could read it, you could read it. When your friend is not doing what you want, because what is hate? Hate is when I'm not happy because I think or I want something and the people around me are not doing what I think right, what I want, right? Therefore, I have a resistance toward them, and this is the beginning of a sin. Now, when your fellow Jew do something against your wants or against your thinking, you're not allowed to just hate him without saying anything. And this is the mitzvah. The mitzvah is don't keep it in your heart. Says the Ramban, you have to tell him that you're upset. You have to tell him. In many cases, many people will say, you know what? I don't want to embarrass him. I don't want to say. This is the problem. You have to say it. You have to go to your fellow friend that do not do something that you think is right and tell him, listen, it's not right. I think different. It hurts me. You have to say it. Why? Why it's important? Because in many cases, when you will talk, you will realize that in many cases, it was not on purpose. And if you not talk and verify it, you're going to hate him for nothing. And this is the sinas chinam. So the mitzvah to say it is in order to verify it. Let's see the Ramban, and I'll show you that all the Meforshim say this. ולא תישא עליו חטא לכסות שנאתו בלבך ולא תגיד לו. Don't feel hate toward the Jew without telling them. And this is the bilvavecha. Bilvavecha meaning in your heart, not in your mouth. So if you feel uncomfortable about something, I'm saying this very nicely, uncomfortable, right? And you feel something is not right, you have to say it. When you say it, כי בהוכיחך אותו יתנצל לך. Could be two things could happen. First of all, it might verify that he really didn't mean it. You think that he did it because he wants to do something against you. In many cases, that's not the case. In the case that it is, when you talk to him and reveal, when someone hurts you, you say, it really hurts. Usually, people will apologize. Usually. So when they apologize, because they do not mean to do it in such a mean way. So the apology is the way to fix it. Is the first step to fix it. So therefore you have to say it. או ישוב ויתוודה על חטאו ותכפר לו. And right after that, says the Ramban, the Torah says, לא תקום ולא תיטור. Even if someone hurts you, and you talk to them, and they apologize, right? But sometimes, you know what? Fine, but I will remember it for the time. That's why תקום ולא תיטור, right? כי ייתכן שלא ישנא אותו, אבל יזכור החטא בליבו. It's possible that he will not hate him now after he talked to them, but he will remember it. ולפיכך יזהירנו שימחה פשע אחיו וחטאתו מליבו, ואחר כך, and after לא תקום ולא תיטור, is ואהבת לרעך כמוך. So all of those series of commandments is to make achdus in Klal Yisrael. And sometimes, separation between people start with very silly, stupid reasons. And the thing is, when people keep them in their heart and they imagine it much worse than it is, and it's built, and then we could find very, very terrible consequences as the one who caused the destruction of Bais Sheni. We still do not understand why it's so severe, like Avodah Zarah, Gilur, Ariyas, and Shvichas Damim together. But we start to see the direction. The Or HaChaim Kadosh says on this pasuk, "Lo tisna et achicha b'lvavecha." Okay, if again you feel or think that someone doing something against your will or your what's right, the Torah says, "Ochech tochech et amitecha, ve'lo tisa alav chel." Perush, says the Or HaChaim, לא תחליט בדעתך שמה שנסבב מאחיך ברשע עשאן. Don't just get to the conclusion that he was mean and he was wicked and he did it just to hurt you. Don't decide this. אלא תהיה דן אותו לכף זכות. ותוכיחנו, ועל ידי התוכיחה יהיה אחד משני דברים. או ייתן המטלה לנעשה ואין חטא, או יתחרט על הנעשה. Basically what the Ramban says, when we will talk to him, it could be verified that he didn't really mean it, or if he meant it, he will apologize, and then things will be straightened out. The Chizkuni of the Torah says the same, ושמא מתוך כך יתברר הדבר כי הכל שקר, ולא נתכוון למה שאתה סבור. He will explain to you that he completely didn't know that you're going to be hurt from this. Okay, so because there is an option, and actually in many cases this is the case, people imagine much worse. You know why? You know what? When I think that someone thinking about me, it's always my personality and my experience who cause me to feel so. So in many cases the problem is me, not him. And because of that I see things, and it's a whole thing by itself. And actually, It's connected to Chet HaMeraglim. I think we spoke about this maybe here, maybe not. I'm not sure. You know the story. You know if someone will be asked to describe half of a glass of water, right, or anything else, or wine. So the glass is half empty and half full. People will look at it, and some people will emphasize the emptiness. Some people emphasize the fullness. Usually, it's a projection of your personality. If you're an empty person, you always will see the negative. So this is not just for a glass of wine, anything, any situation, you relate to it according to your personality. If you have a healthy personality, you will judge the same situation completely different. So in many cases, when you think that someone is so mean to you, it could be that it's not their problem, but it's your problem, that you feel guilty about something or whatever, many other reasons. And this is the thing that we have to verify. Okay, let's summarize this. Sinas chinam is a sinah for no base, no real base. And this is very, very severe. When you say sinah chinam, let me say something that not, I will say it because I think it's right, but many people will not say it because of PC, politically correct, which is a disease of our generation. When the Torah speaks about sinas chinam, it means that there is a justified sinah. Sinas chinam is to hate for nothing.
Baseless.
Yeah, but the opposite of this is a sinah because of a good reason. The question is, are we allowed ever to hate anyone? There is any good reason to hate someone? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Soros.
Right. I'll talk about this maybe later, but let's go now to the famous story of Kamsa and Bar Kamsa. Because the Gemara in Yom, as we said before, says that Bayis Sheni destructed because of sinas chinam. The Gemara in Gittin bring the famous story. Let me just repeat the details because maybe not everyone is familiar with all the details. It's written in Aramaic, I'll translate it. So the Gemara in Gittin says the following: Akamsa Bar Kamsa Charu Yerushalayim. The last reason, I don't know, is the straw broke the camel's back. Okay, the straw who broke the camel's back was Kamsa and Bar Kamsa. That was an example for sinas chinam, and we have to understand what was the sinas chinam over there. So what was the story? So the Gemara says, Akamsa Bar Kamsa Charu Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim, the bottom line, the immediate reason was Kamsa Bar Kamsa. What's the story? It was a person that he has someone that he likes, his name was Kamsa, and someone that he didn't like, that his name was Bar Kamsa. He made a party, a bar mitzvah, a chassan, or whatever. He asked his servant or someone who helped him, please, you're in charge on the invitations. So instead of inviting Kamsa, he invited Bar Kamsa. He didn't hear well, whatever. So comes the time of the party, and so it was few days before the Churban, few days. It was a party in Yerushalayim, and the hall, everything, all G'dolei Yisrael were there, meaning the Sanhedrin, all the people. The people that the Torah says before, that was Lomdei Torah, Gomlei Chasodim, Elichar Jews. Now, in the middle of the party, the Balabait came to this person that he didn't like, Bar Kamsa, and asked him, what are you doing here? He said, I got an invitation. He thought, listen, I don't need you in my party. Get out of here. He said to him, you know what? I came already. I'm going to pay what cost you to have me here. No, get out. I'm going to pay you half of the entire party. No, get out. And everyone listening. I'm going to pay you the entire Sauda, which was probably a lot of money. And he said, no, get out of it. He took him in his hand in front of everyone, and he sent him away. He got very mad. He said, that's not right. And especially, why all of those Chachamim that were there, they didn't say anything. So he decided to go to the Romans and says that the Jews rebels against the Caesar. So the Caesar says, I could not just do something against him just based on your stuff. We need a proof of this. He said, okay, we need a proof. Get a korban. We have a Beis Mikdash in Yerushalayim. Get a korban. You'll see that they refuse to be makriv. So he gave him a korban, and he made a mum in the korban in a way that for us it's not good, but for them is good. And he brings the korban. When he brings the korban, they realize that they're in a big, big trouble. What are we going to do? They understood exactly that he was, to be noikim, to take revenge, and now what are we going to do? So it was a debate in the Sanhedrin, and they say, you know what? Let's be makrivit for Shlom Malchus. It's not right, but in order to, instead of put the Klal Yisrael in dangerous, let's just do it. Says one of the Sanhedrin, his name was Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkulas, no, you cannot do this. It's a Balmum. Balmum could not be makrivit. So what are we going to do? If we'll not be makrivit, this guy is going to go back, and we'll face problem with the Romans. Let's kill him. Let's kill Bar Kamsa because he's a Moiser. He did it in order to do it, right? And he's going to be Moiser. So if he is just dangerous to the Klal Yisrael, it's not to kill him. Says Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkulas, no. You know why? Because then later on people will say that someone who made mum in the korban is chayav misa, and it's not right. So they didn't. So they refused to makriv the korban. They didn't kill him. So he went to the Romans, and that what brought them to Yerushalayim. That was, as we said before, the straw who broke the back of the camel. Now the question is, where is the sinas chinam here? Bar Kamsa has all reason to hate this guy because he hurt him. It's not sinas chinam, that's sinas emes, right? So how come this story is an example of sinas chinam? The answer is that the sinas chinam was for the Baal Bayit. He was hating him right before he came to the party. He didn't like him. Why he didn't like him? Because of any reason. He thought that he never talked to him about this. And the proof is that this guy, Bar Kamsa, probably was very surprised that he was invited. But yet he came because he said, maybe, after all, it's not that problematic. I know that he didn't like me, but if he invited me, maybe he got over it. And because he didn't tell him, when he came, he showed that his hatred to him is so strong. He refused to all offers. That he will pay his portion, that he will pay half of the party, that he will pay the entire party. So the hatred was built and built and built in a way that the Baal Bayit was so hating him, and he didn't ever talk to him about this. This is the sinas chinam. And this sinas chinam, now let's go to the bottom. So why it's so severe?
He didn't talk to the Rabbi, didn't talk to him.
Yeah, he never told them or verified to Bar Kamsa even before the party that he says so much against him in his belly. He never talk about this, and this is the sinas chinam. No. Why sinas chinam is so bad? In big, or maybe try to understand something very deep. We find in the history, in the Torah, that chet always result golus.
Result what?
Golus, exile. It started with the first chet in the world, chet Adam Rishon, right? What was the punishment? exiled from Gan Eden. He was in the Garden of Eden. Hashem put him there. When Hashem created Adam, He put him in Gan Eden, Garden of Eden, from all places, meaning this is his place. This is the suitable, proper place for Adam. Then Adam sinned, and there were many consequences. One of them was Galus. Vaygarshu mi Gan Eden. Vaygarosh et Adam. What's the connection? And we find the same thing with the second sin in the history, which is the murder of Hevel, right? Cain got the same punishment. Navanati ba'aretz. You will be
A wanderer.
you will be a wanderer. You will not have place. What's the connection? Be aware of this. It's very deep. In Hebrew, a place called makom. Makom. Why it's called makom? Makom is mekayem et ma shenimtza b'makom. It make it. Yeah.
It's fast.
I'm sorry. I'll try. Makom, a place in Hebrew, connected to the word lekayem. Lekayem, to make exist. There is a Mishnah in Masechet Avot. En lecha davar she'en lo makom. There is no place, no thing that have no place. If there is no place, there is no thing. The thing exists by the place that gives him the ability to exist. By the way, this is the reason that the Kadosh Baruch Hu called Makom, right? Hashem has many names. One of them, mitzvot sheben adam lachavero, mitzvot sheben adam lemakom. We said that in the Haggadah, Baruch HaMakom Baruch Hu. Why? Or Chas v'Shalom, when someone is Menachem Avel, you say Hamokim Menachem. What is this? So it's based on a pasuk in the Torah when Moshe Rabbeinu, after Chet Egel, davened for Klal Yisrael, and Hashem told him, Matzat chen be'enai, you're in favor in my eyes. So Moshe Rabbeinu asked him, Har'eni na et kvodecha. I want to know more about you. So Hashem told him, Hinei makom iti v'nitzavta al hatzor. There is a place with me. So Chazal says that's not the right way to say it. What's makom iti? A place with me? There is a place that I'm going to show you whatever I'm going to show you in this place. What is the meaning? Hinei makom iti. Says the Medrash, שהקדוש ברוך הוא מקומו של עולם ואין העולם מקומו. Hashem is the place of the world, and there is no place in the world that Hashem is there. I mean, Hashem is bigger than the world, the entire world, and He giving the world the ability to exist, therefore He called Makom. Makom, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the Makom of the Olam. He gives the world the ability to exist. Therefore, when Chas v'Shalom there is a missing, like a Jew passed from this world, so there is something that's missing. So we said that Hamakom will give a replacement. Hamakom yenachem etchem will give a replacement for the thing that's missing. Okay. So Makom is Mekayim, and nothing in the world could exist without the Makom, the place for it to be. If there is no place, you cannot exist. We're trying to understand why a sin caused, or the consequences of a sin is exile. Exile means losing the Makom. You have a Makom. This is your Makom. When you sin, you lose it. Why? In Hebrew, what sin is? Chet. What's chet? Chet is missing. When you have a target, you shoot an arrow to the target. There is only one place. If the arrow missed it, okay. There are endless ability of missing. When you place things in the wrong place, it says in Hebrew, it's called in Hebrew, you miss the target. אתה מחטיא את המטרה. So chet is missing the target. Meaning, what will be the definition? When you put thing not in its place, that's called chet. Because you, in your free will, be aware of this, it's very important. If you have no choice, you're forced to do it, so it's not your responsibility. But because you are free willer, and you could do things right or wrong, if you choose to do them wrong, when you could do them right, it's your responsibility. So what did you do? You took things and put them not in their place. If you do that, you lose your place. That's why God's exile is an outcome, a must-be outcome of sin. So the first things, when Hashem created Adam, He put him in Gan Eden. Which means this is its place. This is the place. When Adam sinned, he chased out of Gan Eden. But yet, he has room out of Gan Eden to be. When his son, Cain, murdered his brother, Hevel, Hashem told him that it will be even worse. Na vanad tiye ba'aretz. Your father was chased out of Gan Eden to out of Gan Eden. You have no room outside of Gan Eden. Na vanad meaning you will go from place to place to place, and every place that you will go will not be your place, therefore you have to continue moving. So the Medrash says that Cain sent Hashem and said, so it's not just exile. It's a death penalty. Why? Because everywhere that I will go, it will not be my place. Anyone that I will go to their territory will chase me out. And if I'll stay, they will kill me. So it's a death penalty. So Hashem put him a sign. Ot Cain. But still, he lost place. He has no place. The same way that Gan Eden is the only place for Adam, that its place, the Jewish people has no place in the world but Eretz Yisrael. We have no room anywhere, just in Eretz Yisrael. This is our place. Hashem promised this place to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Hashem said to Avraham was not born in Eretz Yisrael. He was born in Ur Kasdim, and Hashem told him, Lech lecha el Aretz Asher Orek. And He brought him to Eretz Yisrael. Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov came to a place in Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael is Eretz Yisrael, but there is a specific place. This place, amazingly, called Makom. Remember the Akedah, right? Velech lecha el hamakom, vayar et hamakom merachok. Where is this Makom? In a place in Eretz Yisrael called Har HaMoriah, the mountain of teaching. Moriah,
Teaching.
Moriah is More, Lehorot. So it was a series of mountains called Har HaMoriah. On those mountains there is a specific place called Makom. In this Makom, Avraham Avinu made the Akedah. So Avraham and Yitzchak came to this Makom. And the Akedah was the most amazing. This was the highest nisayon, the highest test of Avraham Avinu. Test for what? How he connected to Hashem. And he proved it, him and Yitzchak, that there is no barriers. And he is completely connected to Hashem. That was Avraham and Yitzchak. Yaakov Avinu also, in Pashas Vayetze, ויפגע במקום, וילן שם כי בא השמש, ויקח מאבני המקום. And he saw, Hashem promised him that you're going to Golus now because Esau wants to kill you. Ma'aseh Avos Simon Lebonim, not just you're going to Golus, your descendants also will go to Golus. ושמרתיך בכל אשר תלך, I will protect you wherever you will be. והשיבותיך אל המקום הזה, I will return you. This is a promise to Yaakov. And as an of, because Ma'aseh Avos Simon Lebonim, it's a promise for us also. That Hashem will take us, will be with us wherever we will be. When we will be in Golus, and this Golus is Golus Edom, and Edom is Esau. Esau, who Avi Edom. And Hashem promised Yaakov and promised us that you will be with us, meaning you will not let us to not exist. This is the miracle of V'isha Amda, שבכל דור ודור עומדים עלינו לכלותנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם. We went through very hard times. We suffered so much as a nation. But no one could destroy us completely. This is the promise. V'ashivoticha. And we know that one day we will all go back to our place. But right now, we are in exile. We have no place. When Yaakov, just a second, when Yaakov saw the vision of the ladder and the promise of Hashem, V'ashivoticha, he woke up and he said, Ma nora makom hazeh. This is a place of awe. And he said, then, אין זה, כי אם בית אלוהים וזה שער השמיים. Then, if you look around, you will not see any house there. It was a mountain. Before was a house, he knew and he said, this is the house of God. וזה שער השמיים. What is this? What's שער השמיים? Thank you. What is שער השמיים? Just in brief. In order to understand what שער השמיים, we have to understand what shamayim is. Right? Shamayim is the spiritual dimension of the universe. Hashem says in the first pasuk in the Torah, "Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz." So, the Aretz is the physical dimension, the Shamayim is the spiritual dimension. The spiritual is not tangible, therefore it's very far from our understanding. Therefore it's Sham, it's there. Shamayim is Sham, very far, there, but because it's very far, it's not just there, it's there in square. Shamayim, right? It's there. The real reality is a combination of the physical, which is tangible from our point of view, and the non-physical, which exists, but it's very far from us.
What is Sham?
Sham is there.
Yim is what?
Okay.
No,
Plural. When, in Hebrew, when you want to turn from singular to plural, you add the letter Yud and Mem.
Yeah.
Right? So this is Sham, Shamayim, it's there in square. Very, very there.
Square.
Square.
Very.
Okay. So, Yaakov Avinu woke up and he said, wow, מה נורא המקום הזה? ואנוכי לא ידעתי, I never knew, if I knew, I would never sleep in this place. This is the gate. What a gate. Shah is a gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you have a city that's surrounded with a wall, a big wall, and it's completely surrounded by the wall, the only place that there is a connection between the inside and the outside is the gate. Right? So Shar HaShamayim is the connection between the inside and the outside, between the up and here. Yaakov Avinu realized this there, then, and he said, this is the place when the Creator connected to the creation. Therefore, this is the house of God. And now listen what he is on the way. He realized that there is such a thing, meaning a connection between the physical and spiritual, the house of God. And he talked about the house before the house were there, but now he's going to leave it and run away from Esav to Golos. This is my Simon. And Hashem promised him, and he promised his father and his grandfather, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, that this land and this place will be their place and their descendants forever. Later on, he fulfilled this promise. He brought us to Eretz Yisrael. We had a Beis HaMikdash. In Beis HaMikdash it was Shechina, and Beis HaMikdash destroyed. Why? Because of our responsibility. ומפני חטאינו גלינו מארצנו. We destroyed Beis HaMikdash. The Gemara says that when Nebuchadnezzar was the chief commander of Nebuchadnezzar in Bais Rishon. He was the commander of the army that destroyed Beis HaMikdash. When he came and he succeeded after it was very difficult for him, he felt good about himself. The Gemara says that a bat kol, which is a kind of nevuah, came from Shamayim and told him, you did nothing. Amaktila katalta. You killed people. You burned a burned city. You ground a flour that's grounded already. Meaning you did nothing, because don't think you did it. You have no power to do it. You have no connection. You cannot destroy Beis Hamikdash. The only one who could destroy, are the one who could build. ועשו לי מקדש ושכנתי בתוכם, and they, by their sins, took away the spirituality of Beis Hamikdash. Therefore, what left is just a structure, a building of stones that you push the stone and burn it. But don't think you burned Beis Hamikdash. It's not in your. You have no access to this. We built it. We destroyed it. Beis Hamikdash is not just Beis Hamikdash. It's Eretz Yisrael. We lost Eretz Yisrael. We lost the Holy Land. We lost Beis Hamikdash. And most of all, we lost our place. We have no place. Same thing that happened to Adam Rishon. He chased out of his place. The problem is that אין לך דבר שאין לו מקום. If something lost its place, they could not exist. And the amazing miracle is that we exist in no place. This is the thing. We exist in no place. Now, what caused us to lose our place? What is the place? The place is the connection between Hashem and the Shar HaShamayim. This is the place. How we lost the place? We closed the gate. We made a barrier between us and Hashem. That's why Beit Rishon was destroyed. Avodah zarah gilui arayot u'shfichut damim. Hashem says, you will get the land only if you will keep my mitzvahs. If you will not, והשימותי אני את הארץ, ושממו על אויביכם, ואתכם הזר בגויים, I'm going to spread you, you will not be able. Eretz Yisrael is demanding. Eretz Yisrael is a holy land. It's a holy land. It's the land of Hashem, which is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One. And Hashem told us, Kedoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani Hashem. You have to be holy. So you could be in the Holy Land if you're holy. If you're not holy, you could not be there. And we didn't. I mean, Bais Rishon, Avodah Zarah Gilui Arayot u'Shfichut Damim. We lost it. We lost it. We went nowhere. We have no place. Hashem says in the Toichacha, ואף גם זאת, בהיותם בארץ אויביהם לא מאסתים ולא גאלתים לכלותם להפר בריתי איתם. Even though they broke the covenant between me and them, which was given in Sinai, and we signed it, Naasav and Ishmael. So we broke it. He said, even if they will break it, I will not break it. לא מאסתים ולא גאלתים לכלותם להפר בריתי איתם. Of course I have to punish them. But one thing I will never do. I will not let them disappear. לכלותם, they will be destroyed completely. So Hashem is with us in Golus. And He made this miracle of us exist in no place, which is the miracle. If someone wants to really see miracles today, people think miracles happened at the time of the Tanakh. The most amazing miracle, you need just 5 minutes to concentrate, verify, and understand that this is impossible. There is no reason. There are so many reasons why the Jewish people will not exist. For 2,000 years, with all the hate of the Goyim, all the pogroms, and you know what? The most terrible, terrifying thing is that we lost our identity. Look at the Jews today. Most of them do not know and do not care. They do not know what Judaism is all about, and they do not care. And assimilation, according to the laws of nature, it's over. It's over. No, but for 2,000 years we are here because of this promise. We exist in the impossible, with the no place. Place is not just technical place. We have no room in the world. The world hates us. And many Jews today hate the fact that they're Jewish, or they do not know, do not care about it. And yet we exist because of the promise. What's the common denominator? The common denominator is breaking the connection with Hashem. It starts with Adam Rishon. Hashem commanded him, and he ignored it. So he made a barrier between him and Hashem. He brought on himself death because Hashem is the source of life. When he made a barrier, he just disconnected the source of life. Therefore, there is death. But he lost his place because he could not exist in Gan Eden, in the level of Gan Eden, without connection to God. Same thing by Rishon, same thing by Sheni. And now let's talk a little bit about by Sheni, and with this we will conclude. By Sheni was because of Sinas Chinam. What's Sinas Chinam? Sinas Chinam is something that causes separation with no reason between people. To be in your place, in your house, in your place, and our place is Eretz Yisrael, with connection to God, is to be b'achdus, to be together. When you separate with no reasons, there are things called sinas emes. I just quote a pasuk, one pasuk from there, and there are many. There are many. Ohavei Hashem sin'u ra. If you love the truth, you must hate the lie. Hating the lie is loving the truth. So there is a sinner that a good sinner. It's not a negative sinner, it's a positive sinner. Because I love the truth, I hate the lie. Because I love the good, I hate the evil. But sinas chinam is to hate a Jew that is Jewish with imagination's reason that not really exists. Or if they real, you could fix them, and you do not want to fix them and let the separation there, it's your fault. In this case, you do not deserve Eretz Yisrael. So the way to fix it, as much as we can, is the responsibility of each one of us as individual. We could not change them. I could not choose for anyone else, but I could choose for myself. Is to eliminate those things that separate us. So the sinas chinam is the projects of these days. Everyone, could look deep inside themselves and their relationship with the others, and verify. And if you find something that could be straightened, you have to do it. This is the way to unify it again and bring the Geula Shlema of the Rabbi.
Amen. I have a question, Rabbi.
Yeah, just a second.